What's up? Welcome in. Let's do it. You're watching NBA Now by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Sr. Coming up on today's show, we're 2 days into NBA free agency. Day 3 is here, and there's a lot of questions that the audience has for us because there are some interesting players still out there on the free agency market. AF Blue starts us off with the $5 donation. We so appreciate that, my brother. Spurs disappointing for not forcing a poison pill deal for Austin Reeves. Next steps for them. I think for San Antonio, there was some of that chatter about Damian Lillard. Doesn't make sense. It's a lateral move, right? Dame can't win a championship with Portland. He wants out because of that. Why would he go to San Antonio that's not ready to compete? Playing alongside Victor Wembanyama for that great fan base, that great organization, for one of the greatest coaches of all time, and Greg Popovich, is appealing. But the whole reason Dame wants out is to get that championship. So I think with the Spurs, they have a good collection of talent now, build around Victor Wembanyama, maybe conserve some of that money, see how Wembanyama does, and then you're able to use that money when you know you can compete. But the Lakers did everything in their power to retain Austin Reeves. And that's really what it comes down to, is that the Lakers did not want to lose him, so legally they did everything that they could to keep him. JP, which signing do the Sixers need to make to take that next step to a championship? Well, the next move that they have to figure out, James Harden trade. And do you trade him? At this point, I wouldn't be shocked if James Harden returns. You brought in another former Rocket, Patrick Beverley, who started alongside Harden when they were both playing for the Rockets. I would be surprised because he has demanded and asked for a trade, right? And I don't want to see James Harden back. I think that he kills the basketball offensively for you. He'll put up numbers, but it's like a movie that you know the ending to, and it's a bad ending. It's not going to end up good in the playoffs. So figure out what happens with James Harden. Can you trade Tobias Harris and upgrade at that wing spot and get a player who might fit your roster a little bit better? Tyrese Maxey takes that next step. Joel Embiid has to stay healthy. When he does, top 5 player in this league. And then as far as free agents go, I like the Beverly signing. They don't have a lot of money. Bring back Paul Reed. Maybe a backup center as well could really help them too if you want Paul Reed to play that 4. Isaac, who is the best starting center who should go to the Mavs? Well, they re-signed Dwight Powell, so I think that they're actually done because when you look at that Mavericks team now, they have Rashawn Holmes, Derek Lively, Dwight Powell, and JaVale McGee at center. They're going to have to trade probably a JaVale McGee. So I think they're done as far as centers go. But the deal for Seth Curry on that biannual, $4.5 million, fantastic. Stephen Bruns, what's good, brother? Have you heard about Dallas being in the DeAndre Ayton talk? So that's interesting here because they could trade away a Tim Hardaway Jr., a Reggie Bullock as salary matchers for Ayton, and then maybe they throw in a Derek Lively. Maybe they throw in a JaVale McGee who goes the other way. And then maybe you find something to do elsewhere on the roster or with another one of those centers if you can bring in DeAndre Ayton. Like I just got done telling you, they're probably set there, but there has been some talk about them and DeAndre Ayton. You'd have to trade a center away, though, and then maybe find another third team to get rid of another center, but the salary match would have to be like McGee, Tim Hardaway Jr., and or Reggie Bullock. Biggest free agency winner. Who is it? For me, Dallas Mavericks, Los Angeles Lakers, Phoenix Suns. Those are my 3 winners, the biggest winners at least as of right now. Ian, what do you think about the Hornets' future? I know that you have the LaMelo Ball profile picture. He signed that rookie max extension. I like Brandon Miller and LaMelo. You get back Miles Bridges, I guess it helps you a little bit. But with that team, they've been stuck in the mud for so long. They never seem to be able to get it right. With Michael Jordan giving up his majority stake, can they finally get a little bit better? You would hope so, but things right now, somewhat bleak. I had joked that LaMelo Ball is going to try to demand a trade. He has to stay healthy too. Livingston Smith, who should the Golden State Warriors go get? So it's day 2 of free agency as we're recording this. Ty Jerome just signed a 2-year deal to go to the Cleveland Cavaliers, so he is leaving Golden State. Dario Saric is the player that there's a paper trail following him to San Francisco. heady player, floor spacer, nearly 40% from three last year, positional versatility, has played in some high leverage games here in the United States as well as in Europe, 29 years old. I really like him as a system fit for Golden State. Mavs Sammy, can the Pistons make the play-in? Not yet, but in 2 to 3 years, I think they could. The thing about the NBA at this point, Sammy, is that the depth of talent really is wild. A lot of really good teams and players in the NBA. And the depth of talent is as good as it's been in a really, really long time. I like the hiring of Monty Williams. You needed an adult at that coaching spot to change that culture. He did it in Phoenix, and he's going to be able to do it, hopefully, with the Detroit Pistons. At least ownership paid him to partially do just that. If you want some new NBA jerseys, even some throwbacks as well, NBA jerseys available, chatsports.com/NBA jerseys. Use that link down below. All 30 teams available, multiple styles of jerseys available as well for your liking and the team that you root on. We're talking star players. We're talking any type of player, really. We will put that link in the comment section and in the description of this video, chatsports.com/NBA jerseys. Bradley, do you think the Warriors have another championship run in them, or is the dynasty over? Love from the UK. UK is in the house from Bradley. I think the Warriors have another championship run in them. I think if they had a little bit more, or if Jordan Poole, Andrew Wiggins gave them a little bit more, they could have competed against the Denver Nuggets. Now, that Nuggets team was operating at a whole other level when it comes to efficiency, and it would have been hard for the Warriors to stick with them and that size of Jokic. But I think that with Steph Curry still at 35 years old, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, Andrew Wiggins, Chris Paul, Kevon Looney, you have a pretty solid team there, and the championship pedigree of that organization is not going to go away. So, yes, I do believe, Bradley, from the UK, that they have one more championship run in them at the very least. TLGS Services. I wouldn't give up the Spurs' future for Dame, but do you think they can position themselves as a third-team trade partner to come away with assets in the Dame saga? Yes. And maybe they are the recipient of Tyler Hero. Look out for that, TLGS. They could be the recipient of Tyler Hero as that third team in the Damian Lillard trade. And if they do that, yet another smart move by a smart organization down in San Antonio. Charles. I'm extremely goofy. Do you see the Grizz doing anything else this offseason? No, because they're paying a lot of money to Ja. They just gave Desmond Bane that contract extension. Jaren Jackson making a lot of money as well. Brought in Derrick Rose. I don't think the Grizz do anything crazy this offseason. NBA 2K14. Thoughts on Halliburton signing that max contract? I like it. I think that he's a good player. We had a future employee say that he thinks Halliburton is better than Jalen Brunson. We nearly rescinded the offer for that hot take because that's just not accurate and not true. But a very good player. He can shoot the three. Very good leader. I like his maturity. I like his professionalism. I like his work ethic. I like his all-around game. He's smooth. He's long. Very, very good player. And they're always tradable contracts, too, if they don't work out or you become a dumpster fire. Cooley coo! Yeah, my Bulls got to amp it up. Yeah, the Bulls are, as Bill Simmons jokingly put it, going to be playing for a play-in tournament berth over the next decade. I just don't understand the direction of that team, and they've been really irrelevant outside of those Derrick Rose years. Unfortunately, before he tore that ACL, ever since Michael Jordan, pretty much. So, the Chicago Bulls, I'm not sure what the hell they're actually doing. Favorite signing of free agency so far? What do you think? I like Austin Reeves at $14 million to the Los Angeles Lakers. Ralphie Salas, Russ to the Miami Heat. He could take the vet men, take a discount to win a championship. What do you guys think? He could be our sixth man, take Gabe Vincent's spot. What do you think about that? Now, Ralphie, by the way, that logo in the profile picture, it's Heat, literally and figuratively, pun intended. That is the Miami Vice freshness right there. So, look, I guess it depends on if you trade for Damian Lillard. But you could still trade for Damian Lillard and I guess bring in Russell Westbrook as your backup point on the vet min. But you would have to include Kyle Lowry as a salary dump somewhere. It could be a third team in that Damian Lillard trade. It could be a direct team. But you have to get rid of that lofty contract for Kyle Lowry. Marcus Wilson. Who's your Eastern and Western Conference Finals favorites right now? Man. Marshall and I were talking about this the other day. And we were like, my gosh, like as of right now, it is so difficult. If the Heat get Damian Lillard, you got to put the Heat in there. Boston Celtics, they pick up Kristaps Porzingis. I think they're a better team. Milwaukee Bucks, those are the three teams there. I don't put my Sixers in that category. So I'll go those three teams in the East. And then in the West, Denver Nuggets, Golden State Warriors, Los Angeles Lakers. I think it's a three-headed horse race in there as well. Make sure you subscribe to us here. It's Chat Sports. It's NBA Now. Closing in on 343,000 subscribers. YouTube.com/ChatSportsTV. Couple more here, Jack. Legendary Warrior. The Rockets just signed Dylan Brooks. What do you think about that move? So as of here on Saturday, it's not official. Could be a sign-and trade, but it seems like that's going to happen. If you're watching this on Sunday, maybe it already did happen. Slow-mo. Was Van Vliet the biggest overpay? Yes, $43 million. Bruce Brown was more than $20 million per, but there's a team option on that second year, so it's not as bad. But $43 million for Van Vliet, I love the player. Like, I'm a Sixers guy, as I said, and if they lost James Harden in free agency right now, it's going to be a trade. I thought Van Vliet would be a good backup plan at like $25, $30 million, not at 43. Lakers contenders this season, no question about it. Their team is really, really deep, and I love how their roster has been comprised and their depth here. D'Angelo Russell, Gabe Vincent, Jalen Hood-Schifino at point, Austin Reeves, Cam Reddish, Max Christie at the 2, LeBron James, Taurean Prince at that small forward wing, Rui Hachimura, Jared Vanderbilt at the 4, Anthony Davis, Jackson Hayes at the 5. Damn good team right there. So you have LeBron, you have Anthony Davis. They just made it to the Final Four, and I think they're better and less flawed than they were last year.